Welcome to Hanging with H2ZHW, the genre-free music and lifestyle podcast presented by H2ZHW magazine. This is the place to come to celebrate all types of music, lifestyle, and more. We are glad you have come along for the ride, so sit back and enjoy the episode.
How you been?
Good. How you doing?
I am great now.
Cool. Good.
So you're back in like a couple of weeks or 2 weeks today in Brisbane.
Yes.
Yeah. So different
Hold
band.
on 1 second. Hold on
Sure.
1 second. Sorry. Yes, we're there in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. How are you feeling about it all?
Oh, we're so excited. Totally amped. Can't wait.
Well, for you, it's actually going to be 2 trips in like 3 months.
Yeah, this will be my third visit there too. So
Yeah.
I'm always up for that.
Well, like I told you on online, that venue you always play in Brisbane has now opened a pizza shop inside the venue.
Are you serious?
Yeah, the Hi-Fi.
Oh, well, you know they're going to be bringing some pies backstage for me.
Yep. You're the first person I thought of when they announced they were doing it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I want to ask how, the story of you coming into Metal Church is there, but what was it like the first time you went into audition for the gig?
Well, I mean, I did the audition online.
Yep.
So that was wild. Singing a couple of classic tunes was definitely trippy. Because then you're hearing your voice over these classic songs, and it just feels weird,
Yep.
But exciting at the same time. And that was cool. And it was a wild experience, especially starting to write material with Kurdt and like realizing that like this was a whole new era of the band that I was going to be part of. And it was exciting and scary at the same time,
Yeah. And the difference is it's not like you came in to replace someone that was fired or left the band or
Right.
there was any kind of acrimonious bullshit going on. You stepped into a situation that really a lot of people wouldn't want to do. You probably, if it was up to you, you'd probably go, hey, I prefer someone didn't pass away. No one wants anyone to pass away.
Well, of course. I mean, when I was first asked, it was definitely like, whoa, I thought for sure that, things wouldn't carry on, it's such a tragic thing, so it definitely felt weird in that aspect of it for sure. And it was interesting. I think, yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. Once we started working together, it kind of wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? And then when I think it came, I think for everybody, when we finally got together to rehearse all in the same room to go to play, that's when it really hit everybody because for them, looking over and it's a whole different thing, so it, definitely took some getting used to, and, now after like 30 shows, it's definitely much more family and, we're definitely found our stride. So it's it's a horrible scenario to come into, with that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, hats off to them, for carrying on, especially Kurdt. And, the legacy lives on, you know what I mean? It's nothing but respect to the past and moving on into the future. I mean, really, how else can you put it? You know what I mean?
Exactly. You're not replacing a singer. You're the new singer.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I mean, and I know, you can't replace any of that. It is what it is. It's great because it is what it was. You know what I mean? It's like, David Wayne didn't sound like Mike and Mike didn't sound like David. And, Ronnie had his own thing too. And they all had their thing and I have mine. And, it's just another period in the band,
So speaking of that, when you go to sing someone else's songs, it's a little bit different for a singer than a guitar player because generally the notes on a guitar sound the same with just different inflection. Now, everyone's voice is different. So did you have to take any particular approach in to certain songs that you wanted to convey?
Well, I mean, fortunately for me, um, I fit into the David Wayne stuff rather very well, because that was stylistically, that was always into that. You know, I mean, it was always the first couple of Metal Church records for me were always in my go-to playlist before I would play if I needed to get amped up or something. You know, I have a playlist of certain things that I'd like to hear, kind of get me in the vibe. And you know, there was definitely those stuff from those two albums are always there.
Yep.
So that made it a little bit definitely easier. And as you can tell on the new record, you can see the influence there. I mean, obviously, you know, because I am in Metal Church, I'm going to gear towards that style more because it fits with the music, you know, but it's still me. And, you know, with that, whereas the Mike stuff, it's definitely a totally different animal. And I would have to say that it took me a little bit to kind of find my footing with my style, because I don't have that characteristic in my voice. You know what I mean? You know, you work with what you have. So we always kind of, my thing is, it's like, I can only imagine, you know, like if David was to sing these songs, you know, I kind of put a little bit of both in there, you know, so it's comfortable and stay true to the source, of course. You know what I mean? I mean, you can't, our bodies form our tone and our sound that you cannot change. So
exactly.
I have what I have.
Yep.
You know,
what's the set like as a mix of old and new at the moment?
It's very heavy towards the first two records. There's a, you know, couple of Mike's things and there's a couple of new things, you know, which we're reintroducing the band. And, you know, that's a lot of what a lot of people can attach and relate to from the past. And that works better for my style. And there's a lot of stuff that we're playing that they haven't played in a long time. And some stuff that they've never played at all. So, you know, so we're kind of going in that direction. It's kind of, you're getting a kind of a best of when we come down, you know?
Excellent. Now, for me, seeing you down here a couple of times with the RTV band and being sort of in that little inner circle there, the one thing I appreciate is your pre-show routine. You know, you're back there, you've got your resistance bands, and you're hammering it out. So, for you, what advice would you give to someone of how to keep mentally and physically fit on the road? What is the important parts?
You know, as a singer, I can only speak in that aspect, but as a singer, because our instrument is our body, that's all you really need to start with. I mean, you have to take care of yourself. And that's the number one thing. You have to take care of yourself. You know, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do any drugs, I don't do any of that stuff anyway. You know, I used to drink a lot, hence why I never got anywhere for a long time, but I got over that. And it did, you know, it definitely affects you for sure. But now, I mean, I'm obsessed with I work out all the time and I just want to stay fit and, you know, try to sleep. I'm not that great of a sleeper anyways, but if you can sleep, you know what I mean? I'm big on the power nap. That's the inner joke. Everyone's like, dude, we've been traveling for like 3 days straight. And I'm like, I'll just, you know, you'll see me off in the corner, 20 minute power, I'm ready to go. Yeah. You know, I'm like, oh man, yeah, what's going on? All right, what's cool. Let's do it, you know? So, you know, you kind of learn to adapt to the lifestyle, you know. Of course, when you come home, it's miserable because then you're like still on that lifestyle. But yeah, you know, just, you know, try to eat as best as possible, you know, which is probably the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
And you know, even though everybody laughs because everybody knows me because of my love for pizza, but let me just be honest. I don't eat pizza all that often. You know, I mean, I would weigh 5,000 pounds if I did. I mean, I think about it all the time, but I don't eat it all the time. And I love it, you know. And like anything else, in moderation, but yeah, just, try to eat as healthy as you can and, stay fit. You get a lot of downtime and try to use that downtime as possible. I walk a lot, and you can walk anywhere. You know what I mean? Even if you're going to run around the parking lot or something like that, and resistance bands always fit in your bag.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's not weights, but, and believe it, any chance that I get, I try to find a gym. I try to find the gym. I look ahead. Do they have day passes? What's the deal? Like when I was on the last Ross tour, we found gyms almost just about every day, everywhere we went. We would just do it ahead. I just did that on this last US tour, and luckily a lot of the hotels that we stay at, they have gyms. So that works out good too, So if there's a will, there's a way,
Sure. Now, I want to cast your mind back to the first Metal Church gig that you did with the band. Can you remember what the vibe was like, what the show was like?
It was the fucking worst. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I was so nervous that when I stepped out on stage, I literally felt like somebody had had their foot on my chest. And stuff that I would normally be able to just do without even thinking was like so much effort. So much stress, so much nerves. You can rehearse yourself to oblivion in the rehearsal hall, but when you hit the stage, it's a different beast, and you're stepping into a classic band of legendary material and legendary singers. And, I had a million things crossing my mind. For as cool and as chill as I might have looked, I was a mess inside, and it took a while. It took a while for me to get my footing. I just met some of the guys in the band like the week before. It was always just telephone conversations. So I didn't, you don't know what to feel. You don't know, I mean, everybody's awesome, but still you have to build a rapport and, build up friendship and have that family unit type of thing going if you want to make work, and I could say, great, now it's awesome, but at first it was new for everybody, those guys were still going, wow, who's this guy singing, think about it from their perspective,
Yeah, and that's the worst part is that's the show where there's 500 cameras in the front row ready.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh God, dude, it was the best. I was like, and I remember I was looking at my girlfriend and I'm like, you do realize that like everybody and their grandmother's gonna have this on it'll be on YouTube as it's going on. And it's gonna sound horrible and they're gonna say I suck and I'm the worst guy ever. I already expected it. I knew it was gonna happen and I had to prepare for it. You know what? But guess what? Go to a show now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hey, it happens. I'm not perfect. I'm human. I want to go see. You can go do better. You would have the gig. Go for it, man.
I have my feelings on the front row phone, people. Have my feelings.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I just put the fucking thing down.
Yeah. I mean, and again, from a fan's point of view, I could, I've been there too. You know, but I mean, look, you got to look at the situation. It's the first show, second show, hell, even the 10th show. As long as the 10th show sounds a little bit better than the first show, you're heading in the right direction. You got to remember this. Words to remember. There's phrasing to remember. There's, two different types of singers there's so much more that people don't even understand.
Yeah.
And, everybody, hey, it's no different than watching football on a Sunday, being a couch quarterback. You know what I mean? Oh, I would have pulled off that play much better than that. I don't know what they were thinking. Well, you're not there. You're not that person,
Yeah.
Hey, there's tons of great, brilliant singers out there. Maybe they might have did better on the first show, whatever. That's not my concern. I know that I'm giving it everything that I have. And, as long as it's getting better, then cool. If it's getting worse, then it's time to go.
Yeah. And looking forward, I think it's February, is it, that you're here with Ross the Boss?
March.
And with Anvil. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
That's going to be, it's that same venue again. So you're going to have.
Oh my God, I'm going to get spoiled.
You're going to have like so many bands in that tiny little area. I can't wait.
It's going to be great. It's going to be a good time.
I'll let you go, man. You got a whole shitload of press today. I actually won't see you at the December show.
Why?
It's my birthday the day you're playing.
Oh, well, come on, man. It would have been a better birthday than come jam out, man.
My wife's like, you should just go anyway. I'll
You
see.
should.
I might make an appearance.
Well, do it.
If
Do
I
it.
don't, I will see you with the RTV.
And I will understand. That's cool,
And,
man.
and I
Thank
will
you for
have
having me, man.
my camera as always.
Awesome, brother. Thank you so much.
Thanks, man. See you next time.
Have a good one, man.
Bye.
Later.